Welcome to method 1 of 4 of how to digitize a book to PDF. Here we will be using a simple flatbed scanner which can normally be found on their own or as part of an all-in-one scanner/printer device. Normally, when I am digitizing books, I tend to use ABBYY Fine Reader as my scanning software and Adobe Acrobat Pro as my PDF digitizer. However, in this method and the following methods, I will be using only free software so that you won't have to spend a penny and the quality will be every bit as good. To begin with, while you can use the software that came with your scanner in order to produce JPEG images, I'm going to use the free scanner software called NAPS2 as it will automatically continue to scan images while pausing every 5 or 10 seconds, giving you time to turn the next page so you don't have to press the scan button for every page. This way you can actually watch a movie while you're scanning a book. In order to use the power of the other free software, it is better to scan the pages as JPEG images. But if that is not possible, you can still scan it as a PDF and there's no problem as we have the software to convert it to JPEG. So, from this page, it shows you that at first we will be using the NAPS2 to scan the book to JPEG. PDF-XChange Editor will only be needed to convert the images to JPEG if you have used another scanning method and you have produced it as a single PDF book. Next, we will be using Xnconvert in order to crop and whiten the pages in case they are yellowish or if they are showing a ghost image of the other side of the page. Then we will use Pixillion image converter to join the images into a single PDF document. And finally, we're going to open the document in PDF-XChange Editor in order to OCR the document so that we can have the ability to highlight the text and copy it. So let's go to the web pages where we can download this software. Here you can see NAPS2, not another PDF scanner 2, which is totally free, as you can see down below. Free and open source, completely free for businesses and individuals. You can merely make a donation if you like the software. You can also go to this website where you can download a portable version of it, so there's no need to install it on your computer, and I shall be using this instead of the installation version. Next, there is the PDF-XChange Editor, which you can download the new version here. Once again, I have decided to download a portable version, so there's no need to install any software. Then we shall download Xnconvert. Again, it's a free software and you simply click your version, be that Windows, Mac or Linux. Finally, you can download Pixillion image converter here, which is free for home use and not so much maybe for business, but if you need it for business use, you can use this software and you can load up the JPEGs and turn them into PDF. Simple as. As I mentioned before, first of all, I'm going to load up the NAPS. Here it is. But I'm going to load the portable version, which works fine. Now my scanner's plugged in and waiting to go. So here is the software. If I press scan, it will ask me for a scanner, but I don't want to scan at this moment. What we want to do is make a profile. So I'm going to make a profile of a new scanner. This is my scanner. It's going to be glass. That is the flatbed, not a feeder or duplex. It's going to be the glass. I'm going to use A4 most of the time, and you need to raise this to 300, if not 600. 600 is the best, but 300 is okay. So that's my profile now. So that's done. If I was to click scan, it would automatically scan. However, it would only scan one page. What we want to do is scan a batch. Okay, so now I'm going to do a batch scan. That's a number of scans into one. Normally it's on single scan. We want to do multiple scans with a delay of, let's say we'll do 9 scans with a delay of 10 seconds between them. And we're going to load the images into this area, to the NAPS 2. So I'm going to press start, and we'll do that, and I will speed it up. Now you can see that running at 300 dpi, it's not that fast. So if you had it on an even faster dpi, like 600, it would be quite fast, quite slow. So I'm making sure I line up the page as the image doesn't really scan in this gap here. So don't put your pages right to the edge. This is in most printer scanners. The glass is always a little larger than A4. So now I've got 10 seconds to turn the book over and scan the other page. You'll notice that the pages are upside down on the odd ones, but we can rotate them back when we put them in PDF-XChange. That will be the final part. Okay, line up the page. Remember, you can always increase the seconds you're allowed to have to turn the book over, or decrease. So now I can be watching a movie, or probably 2, depending how big the book is. And this method is probably the cheapest way of doing it. So if you don't own a double-sided scanner, which can cost 120 to 300 euros, you can just get any cheap flatbed scanner and scan a book. And that should be the final page. If not, I'm just going to put this just in case I made an error somewhere. Nope, that was the final page. So I'll just close this out, and you can see all the pages have been scanned. Now this is a great piece of software which you can use to edit images. For instance, we could rotate this page already if we wanted to. We could flip it. But I don't want to do that just yet, because I want to show that that can be done at the end as well. Because sometimes you may have a big black border at the bottom of each one, and if you flip it, then the black border's at the top, and then the bottom, and then the top, then the bottom. So usually I would save this until the end, because we don't need to do cropping here, but some books which are small, you might need to crop. I might show you an example of that once we've done this book. So here I'll just show you a number of things. We could OCR, but I would not use this program to OCR. It's not very good at it. and we can select all 9 and save them as a PDF as is, but I don't want to do that because we want to edit these documents a little bit. We could save them all as images, which we will do, and I'll do that now. So I'm going to highlight or just click all. Also, you have image settings here, so you can save as a high JPEG, a low JPEG. I've put it on full. Make sure you do this. I think it starts off about here. So if I click restore defaults, yeah, it clicks at 75. So you want to move it to 100. Also, you notice you can click on any image and crop it. In here, we could crop this if we wanted to, or we could change the brightness. So we can do a lot of things with this software, but I prefer to do that further down the line with different software. But if this is the only software you've got, it can do a lot for you. So let's highlight them all and save them as an image file. So I'm going to make a new folder on my desktop called FC Book. And we'll just call it Pages. So now when I go into this folder, you can see the pages are there. Let's have a look at them. And that's quite detailed scanning for 300. So we've done part 1, we've scanned our images to JPEG, and now we're going to move them over to this program to crop or convert them if we need to. So let's open this program up. And what you need to do is add files or add the folder. So we can add the folder. Go to the desktop, and it will automatically add all the images. Now we want an action. And you've got the before and the after. Let's leave it on the after. The only 2 areas I tend to focus on are the cropping, and I like to also do the levels, because sometimes the page is too light and the text isn't dark enough. Let's focus on the cropping first. The cropping you can use from the bottom, and watch, if I put in a number like 55, you can see how that number's come closer. If I do the left 55, you can see how it's taken away that little edge, which might be nice. Maybe the top 55. Okay. Now regarding the luminosity, if this page was quite yellow, you can move this leveler and make it lighter, you see? Obviously too light and the text goes away. But if there was an image at the back of the page, let's zoom into this. So let's zoom in. So if I move this, make it a little lighter, and I can make the text a little darker. Well, that looks quite nice. So now she's a little more colourful, whereas before with the light, not so much. And when it wasn't dark, it wasn't too clever. Plus the text looks a lot nicer. If I reset them both, you can see there is a pink box there, a slight pink box. and you can make that disappear, or you can make the pink box stronger. But you can make the white at the background appear a lot more cleaner. There is a slight haze here from the back color, so I can just make it a little cleaner and make the text a little darker, which is good for printing. So now, in order to make those two actions happen, let's choose an output folder. So we'll go here into output and choose a folder. We'll choose the same folder and call it FC Book. And that's where it's going to go. I wouldn't worry about changing any of these, just leave them as they are. And in fact, I might make it go into a newer folder, just because I don't want it to mix up with the old photos that I'm going to change. So we're ready. We don't need to do anything else other than click convert. So now we can look. This was the original pictures. So you saw this one, and now let's look at the ones where we've edited them. And how does that look? Okay, let's zoom into the other one, compare. Yes, the one where we've changed it looks a lot sharper. And you'll also notice that the size has changed. The edge has gone here. It looks a lot cleaner. And now what we have to do is to join these up in our PDF-XChange Editor, and then we're going to rotate these pages. So let's look at our itinerary. We've scanned it to JPEG, we've cropped the JPEG, and now we're going to move the JPEG and make a PDF. Okay, so now we're going to open up Pixillion Image Converter. Add the folder. So remember, it's this new folder we want to add. And there are our images. One more thing before we combine the images is go to the encoder setting and make sure you have it on stretch to printable area and change this to A4. Rotate automatically. I'll leave that off. I don't want it to do anything. Save. Remember, I would put the image quality on high always. Make sure you highlight everything and just combine. So we'll give it our new name. We'll call it New Book FC. And it says we can open the file. So I'm going to close that. Close that. And there is our file, New Book FC. So let's open it in this program. All we have to do is drag it, and you can see it opens into a new page. Let's have a look at the pages. Now, as you can see, when you look at it as a double page, it's not really correct. So we need to add another page here. The professional version, which only costs about €38, you could add a blank page. But if you do that, it'll stick demo all over your pages. So you don't want to do that. You could always just add another page. Let's click out of this when we joined up these pages in Pixillion image, let's go back, we can always add an extra page. So what we could do is just copy this page, paste it, and now we've got 2 pages of that. So what we can do is go back to our folder, add the new folder. There's our pages, and you can see we've got, get rid of this, that's the PDF. So we've got 2 pages of 1, which is good. So we just highlight, combine, call it new book 2, close. Now this time we'll open PDF-XChange and we'll drag our new book 2 in, and there you can see all the pages are correct, except this time every odd page is upside down. So what we do is to document, rotate pages. Okay, so make sure you put it on 180 degrees, pages 3 to 10, odd pages only this time. Click OK, and there you can see those 2 are OK, and every other page looks just like it was in the book. So our final thing we have to do, we've opened it, we've rotated it, now we just have to OCR the text. So I'm going to Documents, OCR the page, not high, maybe it's the accuracy, preserve the original content, maybe remove the quality down to 300 and leave it as medium, all pages, and let's see what happens here. Now here I'm going to OCR the text within this document, which is 28 megabytes. Let's see if it changes the size here. Properties are still 28 megabytes. So I think the rule of thumb is do not try to change any of the settings. Okay, so that's all from me. The next method we'll be looking at is using the scanner feeder, where they will be obviously odd numbers and even numbers groups of pages. Later we will be digitizing a book using a photocopier, where you can actually copy 2 pages at once. And finally we'll be using how to digitize a book from online digital versions that don't want you to copy their book, but you can copy the book, be that from an online library or a publishing house that doesn't want to give you the PDF. So, goodbye for now and see you in the next video.